戦いの中に答えはある。
Clearly you lack reading comprehension. Not doing anything interesting. Just doing some homework. What's up, man? I slept a lot today, so I'm like, oh, log on and do this for a bit and go to bed. Clearly you lack reading comprehension. Not listening to the instructions that are given. You still lack reading comprehension. Still lacking. It's important. It's one of the few things in school they teach you that actually matters. You know, that algebra shit, how to read. Given the amount of comments I get on here from random nobodies, I think that no one listened in school. I've been doing this for like a couple hours when I got back. I just didn't feel like streaming it, I was watching something else. Like, ah, why not? Just relaxing. Yeah, it says don't watch it. Go to bed. And you're still here. I'm just messing with you. get some really stupid people doing this for as long as I have, and you wonder how these people like even operate machinery. It's like you should need a license to like have kids, but you should also need one to like comment on social media. I follow a lot of cat accounts on Instagram, and like people make the stupidest accusations about these people. Like, there's this one cat named Pixel, and he's a Cornish Rex, and he looks weird. Like he like smiles. People are like accusing the owner of abusing the cat to make him smile, and she said all she does is she just puts toys in front of him that makes him look like he's smiling. They're like, oh, you're hurting the cat. And she had to post a video like, look, he's obviously loved. She had to post a video of herself like waving the toy in front of him to make him excited, so that he smiles for the picture. It's like, dude, you see these cats are obviously living very fulfilling, loved lives. Some of the stupidest people, I swear. Unlike people, unlike humans, animals leave abusive situations. It's such a shitty, like, baseless accusation. Yeah, reading the comments of some of those cat accounts can ruin the fun looking at that stuff. Normally it's like harmless, but you don't need a license to comment on the internet, so you get like the dumbest people on the planet. It's like, in what world are those cats like abused or you know, not privileged? Probably living better lives than people that make those comments. I don't know. I don't know, I think part of the problem is, like, public education doesn't teach us shit we actually need to know. They spend so much time on useless stuff like algebra. It's like, you're never gonna use that. Never use that. Arguably, the most math you need to know is pretty much, like, just in, like, elementary school. You know, the 4 standard, like, basic methods of math. That's all you need to, like, live a normal adult life, unless you're doing something like programming or whatever, in which case you're already interested in that shit anyway. I actually had a teacher in high school that kind of understood that learning that stuff is pointless. Like, it does not like have any kind of real world application at all. It's such a waste of time. The few jobs that use it, you're already like super nerdy and you like that stuff anyway, so you would pursue better methods of learning how to do it. The amount of stuff you learn in school that's useless is pretty high. I feel like from a math standpoint, you learn everything you need to know in elementary school. Addition, subtraction, subtraction, multiplication, and division. like you don't need anything else. Because there's almost nothing in, like, normal adult life that requires more than that. And if you can do that, you're fine. And they teach you to that, like, before you're a teenager. But then they start teaching you algebra and shit. And it's like, when am I ever going to use this? Like... like... There's no practical application for any of that stuff, unless you're in one of the few fields where it is used. But at that point, you already have, like, your own natural interest in it anyway. I don't know, I was smart enough in school to know that, like, most of the shit I was learning is pointless. Like, I'm not gonna use it. Just like, they should teach us how to be better people. They should teach us how to do, like, taxes, stuff like that. How to be a decent person. Not pointless shit like algebra. I don't remember any of the algebra. I don't remember any of that. There's no point to it. Well, teachers get paid dirt, so I don't blame them, honestly. Our society is jacked up. The people that, like, actually keep our country running get paid dirt. And then CEOs have, like, 5 vacation homes and stuff. It's always been like that. Like, shit, working fast food is hard. Working retail is hard. That's hard work. But then, like, we're so conditioned to look down on those jobs. I'm like, that shit's hard work. It's mentally and physically exhausting. Especially because you have to deal with some of the dumbest people on the planet on a daily basis. For long shifts. Like, but then, like, we're like trained to look down on, like, janitors and stuff. It's like, those people work hard. Some people don't understand that, like, a society can't function with just, like, high-end jobs. Like doctors and stuff. Like, yes, we need doctors, of course, but dude, that doctor is not gonna make me a burger. A doctor's not gonna fix my car. A doctor's not gonna do DoorDash. A doctor's not gonna clean up the building. Like, they're not gonna do any of those things. I don't know, it's weird. It's just things I've noticed getting older. There's such a stigma towards, like, doing those kinds of jobs, and, like, our society does not function without them. It does not function. At all. But then, like, they condition us to want to be, like, those really high-paying jobs all the time. Yeah, that's stupid, too. That's why there's so few teachers. They get paid dirt, and the barrier of entry is so high. And they wonder why they don't have anybody wanting to teach. It's like, well, stop paying them dirt, for one. And stop making them learn useless forms of math to teach literal children how to add and subtract. Like, that shit is not needed. It's not even needed for, like, normal, basic adult life, let alone teaching a bunch of, like, small kids. I don't know, the world is messed up. I just do the best I can with what I've got. I've gotten by without college and stuff. College is a scam, too, but that's a whole other can of worms.
いいクンフーだわ。
No, the ironic thing is the shit you learn in elementary school sticks a lot more than what you learn in high school. In high school, they start teaching you useless stuff. Like, okay, I don't need to waste all this time learning algebra. I'm never going to use this. That was my argument in high school when I was graduating. I'm like, well, I was right. I've never used that. Now, to be fair, I don't work quote-unquote normal jobs. Yes, but 99% of jobs, normal person jobs, don't require that at all. I fully admit I don't work a normal job, but... they pretty much waste your time in high school. They really do. They really don't teach you shit that matters. That's the problem. I was smart enough in high school to know that, like, most of the stuff they were teaching me I didn't need. We put so much weight on it, which is weird.
Ready, fight!
You know, there was an episode of Pete and Pete about this, and it's actually pretty profound thinking about it. Obviously, Pete and Pete was a kid's show on Nickelodeon, but I vividly remember an episode where the kids actually hold a protest because learning algebra is pointless. Like, as I got older, I don't remember anything about that show, but I remember that. I don't remember what the outcome was, but I mean, it was right. Like, those kids, that episode was perfect. What I remember of it. You don't need to learn that stuff at all. I don't know. Some people are just really dumb, and they think that only high-paying jobs matter. It's like our society is built off exploitation. People that work the hardest get paid the least, and people who barely do anything have like 6 vacation homes and stuff, making like 8 figures. You still have people like look down on you if you say like, I just wanna be a bartender, or I wanna do construction. You get looked down on it. It's like, why? You should do what you enjoy. Dude, that doctor is not gonna fix your car. That doctor isn't gonna deliver your pizza. Like, how hard is that to understand? It's a pretty simple concept. Weird, I can't clear this. Great skill-based game. Got killed by timeout. I probably need to get the cards, huh? Let me see what's in the rush dungeon. Yeah, I need to get this first, huh? I'll idle for that tonight. Should be able to get a decent amount of points. What's this about PlayStation Plus Neo? Well, you don't even get to download the games, it's just streaming. Man, what a ripoff. The only good thing about this is that the online play is like only $10, which means that they can compete with Nintendo. Because like I pay for the family membership for someone else and it's like it's much cheaper and we both use it. Uh, well, the fact that they're streaming and they're not even running in an emulator is shit. I would not pay for that. That is an incredible ripoff. Just to emulate the games at that point. I don't know, man. I've tried. I've given cloud gaming an honest shot. I really have, and all it has done is just ruin otherwise good games. Yeah, it's not even a good deal. I don't know. The only games that really work on cloud is like stuff that you could run on like your phone anyway. I mean, I'm talking about like things that don't require timing or reflexes or manual dexterity. And I'm not talking down about those games. They're perfectly good games. But paying $60 a month when the only thing you can play is turn-based RPGs and stuff, which most of them are on the phones right now. They have like they have like all the Dragon Quest, they have all the Final Fantasy games, they have Chrono Trigger. You could run those on like $100 phones. And that's the problem with trying to push cloud gaming so much. Because most of the stuff you would want to play, meaning things with high graphical fidelity, they're not going to run well because the input lag and the reception and stuff. It's the games were not designed to be played when they're like freezing every couple seconds and barking at you because your connection's not good enough. They were not designed with that in mind. That's the ironic thing about them pushing cloud gaming so much is the games that work best on it, they don't require um, powerful hardware. Like Dragon Quest and stuff. Like those aren't bad games at all. They're great games, but I'm not paying $60 a month to play a turn-based RPG. Like, I'm sorry. Or like Slay the Spire or something. But that's pretty much the only stuff that works on there fully. The $60 tier doesn't seem to offer much at all. I actually want to look this up right now. Morbidly curious. The online play is nice, yes. I don't even know if this is true. It looks fake. It looks really fake. But that's like the one good thing. So I can tell you, I don't like PlayStation Plus at all. It's a rip off, honestly. They don't give you anything good, really. PlayStation Plus, I actually used to like it back at the beginning of the PS4 era because they gave you lots of really sick indie games that were like brand new. But then all the dude bro gamers complained about that, and now they just changed it to AAA games that are already on sale for $10 every week, and that's when I stopped caring. It was like, I have a more acquired taste in games, but it undeniably was a better deal. I'm like, dude, I don't want like Call of Duty from 3 years ago. I don't want FIFA from 2 years ago. I don't want the WWE from 4 years ago. Like, it was more interesting when they had like brand new indie games you haven't ever played before. Um, Not all of them are great, but it was more interesting for sure. You're actually getting a good deal, not like here's Borderlands 3 when you can buy it for $10. Like, and you don't have to subscribe to a service to keep playing it. Like, that's when PS Plus jumped the shark for me. The value just dropped off a cliff. They say they're giving you like however many $100 worth of games every month, but it's like if you're even remotely frugal, you can find those games for $10 or less. At least like sub $20. And you don't have to set up an auto-renewing subscription to play them. You actually own them. I've looked at the PS Plus stuff and they've had like barely anything I would be interested in. And if they do, I already own it. But they got a lot of complaints about that. People complaining about it. I never really understood it. It's like, why do you want the same thing that you can play anytime? Yeah. I'm not saying that all the stuff they gave away was great. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying that it was more interesting when it wasn't AAA games, because ironically, AAA games are the cheapest if you wait. They sell those games for peanuts. It's stuff like this game I'm playing right now that maintains its value. What's up, man? Oh, you're not reading the, Clearly didn't read the title. I said don't watch, go to bed. And you're here anyway. Lacking reading comprehension. You need to go to bed. It's gotta be like at least 3 or 4 in the morning where you are. What are you doing up? Go to bed. Let me play random video games with no objective in peace. Go to bed. Like, not even really trying to accomplish anything right now. Just big gaming. Glad this game is still getting patches. The early access for this game was garbage. Not because it's a bad game, but because the 1.0 version they released was literally just bug fixes. It's pretty shady stuff. I think what happened with this game is it didn't sell, so Konami, being the scumbags they are, told the people who made this game is outsourced. Probably told them, we're just going to put out the 1.0 and just abandon the game. But they put out a Switch port for this like last month, and it was like top 10 sales on Switch. And the Switch is like second most popular platform in Japan right now. So I guess they gave them money to actually finish the game. There's like lots of achievements and stuff in this game that refer to things that aren't currently there, like weapon types, whole new characters and stuff. And like none of that was in the 1.0 version at all. And pretty much everybody who bought this got shafted, myself included. But I guess the silver lining is this is like a beta version I'm playing right now. Public beta. It's like, well, if you had finished the game, you would have sold even more copies. But you didn't finish it. You did a bunch of bug fixes and called it 1.0, which is bullshit. The hell was the point of early access? I buy something in early access, I expect the game to be finished. This is a good game too. It's kind of a little bit too slow paced for my taste, but biggest problem with this game was just the bullshit early access. Sorry, but a 1.0 version of the game should not just have bug fixes. That reeks of we don't have any more money. I think in this case, though, it was just Konami scumbags who told them it didn't sell enough. Well, the game's like $30 on PC, so you're already asking a lot. And then you don't even finish the game in the first place. The Discord for this game was hilarious when 1.0 dropped. Everybody was expecting like the rest of the game, and like, nope. Nope, sorry. You get a large order of jack shit. Thanks for believing in our product. I think this is like the third early access game I bought where they pulled that stunt. Just like the game randomly goes 1.0. There's no content, and then they abandon it. It's like, gee, thanks. If you ever make another game, I hope you come back with another name. Because if I see that name again, I'm not buying anything. Oh, this is not a bad game at all. It's just... I feel like an idiot for buying it. Because they didn't hold up their part of the deal. Which was adding more content to the game and actually finishing it. But yeah, they're doing a beta patch right now. It seems like they're looking to actually finish it. I don't really think it's the fault of the developers. It's probably publisher shit like Stranger in Paradise releasing so barely functional. Publishers are scumbags a lot of the time, I'll tell you that. They'll willingly crunch people to put out a half-finished game just so they can make more money for the fiscal year. Which I think is what happened with Stranger in Paradise. It really seems like that's what happened. Fiscal year is ending in Japan, so they made them crap that game out. It's clearly not ready. I'm not even just talking about the frame rate. Like, the fact that the online barely works. The online is some of the worst I've ever seen. You know, some people aren't sensitive to frame rate, so that's not something that affects everybody. But, like, trying to play that game online, it's like gambling, getting it to work. Like, it does not function. I think more people are sensitive to low frame rates than they think, but Stranger in Paradise is broken in a lot of other ways too. The brightness on the PC port is all jacked up. You put it up to the max and it's still super dark. The online doesn't work. The matchmaking system is horrible, like the worst I've ever seen. Yeah, I really think that they plan to have all that shit fixed, but the publisher told them to release it. I think people have some misconceptions about that game. It's not just the frame rate. There's other problems with it too. The terrible performance is one thing, but there's other aspects of it that barely function too. It's just all of them put together make it a really rough product, especially for like $70. There's just too many things you can't look past. That's why I uninstalled it. I'll play that game again when they fix it. It kind of feels like, what's it called? Age of Calamity. Like, I initially never played that. I shelved that game because of the frame rate, but then I went back and I played it to completion. That game has a lot of problems besides the frame rate. Like, the frame rate is a big problem, yes, but there's lots of other problems with that way that game is designed. I kind of got used to the garbage frame rate, but the more I played it, the more I realized the end game was fucked. But that's not something that got any press, was only the frame rate. I don't know, it's weird. I feel like, ironically, a lot of those games with terrible frame rates, they have like other problems too, but people don't acknowledge them. Stranger in Paradise is definitely a game like that. It's like it's the biggest problem, yes, but there's other problems that make it even worse. And overall, you're just buying something that doesn't feel like it's the quality that they're asking for, the price. I'm gonna take my meds. I'll be right back. Probably do like one more game. I'm gonna go to bed. it's really weird playing this 120 FPS after Stranger in Paradise. it's really jarring. Jarring in a good way. But jarring nonetheless. No longer feel like my computer's gonna leave the solar system, like, just by doing one attack. Someone said it's actually not the same engine as this. I have a hard time believing that. It feels exactly the same as this. I would be shocked if that was true. Because, man, I don't know what happened. If I tried to run it at 120, it would run in slow motion. If I tried to run it at 60, it maxed out my graphics card. Not ideal either way. Not what I expect from a AAA price game. That's why I went back to this. Dude, I'm tired of tech support this past week. I'm sick of it. I just want to play stuff that works. Just have to remember how to play this. Yeah, the PS4 is like a jet engine. The base PS4. Yeah, my PS4 was like back when this game came out, before it was on PC. That thing is like a space heater, man. The amount of heat it was generating was so loud. That thing was working hard. So I was playing this like... I was pretty much playing this like all night. I know life this game hard. The PS5 version of this is really good too. Has like instant load times. It also runs at 120 FPS too. As far as I know, it does. I haven't tried it myself, obviously, but that's what I've heard. Mods for this game are pretty minor. Besides being able to make your own gear, because that's the worst thing about this game. It's the RNG for the gear. Not everybody wants to just straight up cheat. And most people that use it were people like me that put like hundreds of hours into the console version. It takes quite a bit of know-how to actually do that. Yeah, a lot of people who played this on console modded their gear back. I did. This game feels a lot more responsive than Stranger of Paradise 2. Gotta get used to the timings. There we go, that's that fluidity I like. There are some things I like about Stranger of Paradise combat more. The fact that you don't have to learn arbitrary timings to weapon switch cancel. That's one of the hardest things about playing this game at a high level, is the weapon switch canceling. Because there's no indication of where it is. You have to just play the game a lot and figure out the window. Whereas in Stranger of Paradise, it's pretty much instant. But the rest of that combat is a lot less responsive than this, and you have way less options. I call that game a side grade. It's kind of what it is. It's not straight up worse, and it's not straight up better. It's kind of like in the middle. There's some things about it that are better. Actually want to practice my timings a little bit. I might actually do another playthrough of this in April. I'm thinking about it. I'm debating on doing it. So there's been a bunch of mods and stuff. Could try out some of the other weapons. Like forgotten most of the timings. But somehow I still have the muscle memory to do weapon switch combos. I don't know how that works. Played this game so much. This game is just unmatched for this style of game. There's nothing else better than this, combat-wise at least. A lot of things terrible about this game, but the main thing you do, which is kill shit, is better than every other game in this genre. So in my opinion, this is better. But it depends on what you're looking for. I also think the setting is a lot cooler too. Really jacked up, like, demonic Sengoku era Japan. Oh yeah, I forgot about Beyond Infinity. If I can still do that. No, I don't have the timing anymore. Used to be able to do like at least three reps of it. see. There's the timing for that. Battering ram, very important one. Should go like that. Switch back. What other timings I need to remember? There we go. Kick cycle. That's an important one too, because it's like your gap closer. Forget what that move is called. I don't think you can do it off that demon dash or whatever it's called. Pulverize. There you go. I'm surprised I still remember all that. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and crash. Good night, folks. Thanks for joining my random ass o'clock gaming stream with no defined objective. But that's gonna be it for tonight. I might actually play some more of that later today. I'm leaning towards it. Because that mod that lets you, there's a mod that lets you pretty much use all the moves that normally you would have to give up to put another one in the slot. And that sounds like a really fun way to play that game again, especially since I've already played it to death. But yeah, I uninstalled Stranger of Paradise. I'm not touching that game again until they fix it. Jitsu Squad's in like a day and a half, so probably just going to be random, aimless stuff until then. But yeah, I don't feel like really doing anything else tonight. I'm going to go ahead and chill. Good night. See you at the kitty sitting stream for sure. I might stream in the afternoon. We'll see.